What up? What up? What up? What up, my peeps? Um, how's it going? This is Robert and
And I'm
Julio.
Julio. Hey, welcome to the
Uh,
show. I really appreciate you guys being here today. Robert prepared an amazing program for today. We're having a great conversation and finding out who is this firecracker, Valentina Gomez, that basically is setting up the internet on fire with her language. Because a lot of people, I seen videos and I sent you a couple of videos via private message to Roberto, and we were laughing about it because the left is going crazy. Even some people on the right too.
and you know the thing is, if you do not know about her, like I've seen her, I just didn't know her name. Like I didn't know who this Valentina Gomez was. My wife was telling me, "Have you checked her out?" I believe you might like her. So I was like, okay. So I remember glancing that, which I'm gonna show these clips, but some of them I seen them, and once I seen her, I'm like, oh, I recognize her. Well, she's running for, I believe, the 10th district, I think. I don't know, but I'm gonna show this video and I'm gonna let you hear a little bit. We're gonna go through maybe 4 clips of her and talk about her. Let us know what you think. I hope in the comments you jump in. But here we go, Julio. You ready? It's it's
I'm
gonna
ready.
be. Um, I'm gonna have to put the full screen because this is something to watch. Here we go.
England belongs to the English. And I proclaim the name of Jesus Christ over the United Kingdom and every Christian nation across the world. Because there is only one true King, and his name is Jesus Christ. England, they took your guns, they took your swords, and they raped your women. You have nothing else to lose, but there's still hope. You are still the majority. So you either fight for this nation or you let all of these rapists, Muslims, and corrupt politicians take over. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm 26 years old. I put my life on the line to fight against Islam, Democrats, and illegals. And I need you to fight as well to protect. I'm protecting the American way of life. I need you to protect the British way of life right here in England.
Okay, so far, what do you think? She's in
Man,
UK.
man, she is. I'm telling you, man, she's a firecracker. She is. She got no. She's not holding back at all. You've seen her language, you've seen her demeanor, and people don't like it. I guess it's just like, I guess we are, I guess, feminists against, feminism. So I'm agree with her. She's spitting facts. So England, parts of Europe, parts of even Japan, and most of Africa has succumbed to Muslim, to the Islam. And what happened to those cities? What happened to those countries? It went back to shit. And she's right. Even though the language that she used is bracing and more like, I would say harsh a little bit, but I'm like I'm like
Where do I vote now? Right? Take my
man,
money.
yeah, I know. Like, she's saying the truth, man. She's just spitting facts, and if people don't like it, so be it. But she's stating the facts. Muslim has came to America, not in a good way. They come over here and said it by himself. I'm not just over here making an opinion. I'm just stating the facts. They said it themselves. They came over here to overpopulate and conquer this nation. And I'm happy that somebody that is 26 years old with a spine and said it right there to the people's faces. Like, we need to take our country back.
She has no filter, which that's what I believe a lot of Americans are being drawn into that because Trump was like this in the beginning, if you remember. But I
Yep.
love everything. She's Christian based. She's being telling you that it is. And after we watch these clips, I'm going to show the clip that you showed me in private just a little bit, and then I'm going to show you the opposing because we're getting a lot of she's getting a lot of publicity because she went to Pierce Morgan, which that's going to be in these clips. And man, I don't want to spoil her, but she is. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I agree with her. She is on it, bro. But let's
She's
watch
like
this clip. Here
before
we go.
you start with the
Uh,
video, I feel like she's like the Nick Fuentes, you know what I mean? And she just like,
yeah. Boom. Yes, exactly. But okay, so here's the thing, Julio, and this is what I was trying to get with Lou Valentino. Shout out. But I was trying to get to him that when Nick Fuentes first started, and yeah, he did say a lot of things that maybe made people uncomfortable, but people said he was anti-Semitic. And for the most part, that was true back then. But Nick Fuentes hasn't changed his message. Time has grown, and now we're finding out through Candace Owen, through Tucker Carlson, through just Googling and just actually asking these questions. Am I anti-Semitic for thinking this, right? So you're searching and searching, and you start realizing that Nick Fuentes is he's sounding good. Like what he said before sounded bad, but currently now it kind of applies. So it's kind of like the mindset is changing, and people are thinking, no, he's anti-Semitic, whatever. He did say something that was bad that I don't agree with. That when they caught him off camera, whatever, that they asked him, would he about interrelationship or whatever, right? Race, would he marry a black woman or something like that? And he straight up said, no, I only believe that you should marry within your race. And as controversy as that is, I mean, it's his opinion, we don't need to bash him. But yeah, she does remind me of a Nick Fuentes.
yeah, yeah, she is. She's very strong. Uh, he took it like strong stance, and she stand by it. And please play the video. Can't wait to hear what she has to say.
Okay, this was one of the videos that I first seen her. She wore the hijab, and she got
Oh
up
yeah,
there.
I remember that. Yeah.
These Muslims thought that she was a Muslim woman about to speak, and yeah, in support of Muslims. And she went full. She took the hijab, and this is what she did. Here we go. And remember, these people thought she was gonna speak in pro-Muslim.
Islam is the religion of rape, incest, and pedophilia, where they bow down to a stupid rock and a false prophet. I will never let Sharia law.
See, that's the hijab.
Former Republican candidate Valentina Gomez disrupted a Muslim community event at the Texas state capitol by storming the stage. Valentina Gomez grabbed the microphone and made offensive comments. The incident happened during a civic engagement event for Muslims. Videos shared on social media showed Gomez grabbing the microphone and delivering an anti-Islam rant. Later, Valentina Gomez shared the footage on X, stating, "Islam has no place in Texas. Help me to Congress so we can end the Islamization of America. I only fear God."
Islam is the religion of rape, incest, and pedophilia, where they bow down to a stupid rock and a false prophet. I will never let Sharia law.
I'm telling you.
Go back
He's such a boss.
Go back
Look
in your
at that.
cage,
Go
dog.
back to your Muslim.
Go back somewhere else. Hey, go back somewhere else.
Try something, bro. Ven, por acá a la izquierda, a la izquierda. Valentina, a la izquierda, vamos por acá. We're rolling, we're rolling.
The Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR, alongside other civil rights groups, denounced Gomez's behavior. CAIR demanded accountability while stressing the significance of religious liberty protection. This wasn't the first time Gomez has sparked controversy. Back in December,
Okay, I don't want to spoil this. Dang it! But um, dude, man, I'm telling you, I, the more I look at this, the more I'm like, man, this woman here, she's
Yeah. But check this out. I have one question for you, Robert, and for the audience. Okay, so it is fine to take somebody out of the podium and basically, even though what she said was kind of like very strong and very direct, but they call her names, they threaten her, they physically touch her because they touch her.
yeah, they did.
But yet when Christians do that, when they go pray at the abortion center across the street from abortion center in public areas, they were arrested, they were prosecuted. Remember that, just for
Yeah,
praying in silence. No,
she,
no banners, no signs. They just standing in the corner across from abortion centers, and they
she was
were
just like this.
harassed. Yeah, they were harassed. People were prosecuted. People were incarcerated just for praying in silence. And you tell me Islam is a religion of peace when they do that to us, but when it's the other way around and we do the same to her, let's put it this way. Let's say we have a preacher on those stairs, and an Islam person, whoever male or female, come up and say something bad about Christianity, and we pull him out of stage. What would they do? They're gonna call us Islamophobics. They're gonna call us
Bigot.
bigots. They're gonna call us all type of names. They're gonna sue everybody, but yet we have to bend the knee to them, but not the other way around. They can get out of here. They can pack their bags if they don't like America. If they come to America and bash America and the American way of life, you know what? Okay, do it, but on your own country. You know what I mean? Don't come over here
Exactly.
and suck up on the titties of the taxpayers. That's what they do. They come over here and start having kids, collecting checks, collecting Section 8, collecting free healthcare, while the American people are here working day by day, living paycheck to paycheck just to survive. But then we have to give him everything. You know what? They can go home and cry over there because we don't need him over here.
Yeah, exactly. Like with the whole thing that Somalia is going through right now with Donald Trump, and you got this mayor speaking in Somali, the language of Somalia. Like, dude, this is America, bro. It's not. I don't know, man. It just, to me, what she's saying, it sounds harsh, but the
It is
thing
the truth.
is the truth. And second, you have to speak this way with these people because that's how they speak. That's how they function. That they are. I mean, that's why I look at Sam Shamoon and the
Yeah.
way he preaches the gospel. People are saying to him, "Oh my gosh, you're a little hardcore," you know, that's and his response is, do you know that's how that culture is? If you
Hmm.
speak politely, they look at you like you're not a man, you're not someone to
You
respect.
weak.
So exactly. And you've been in the military, you've been over there, you've seen the people there, the culture is like that. So it's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm sorry, we need this type of language. And um here, someone said this, like Julio said, I like that she is a young woman with a spine.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
I do too, man. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
I
And
got
so,
I
go
got
ahead.
one more thing before we play the video, but we have to look back at history. We have to look back at history, and history shown that Islam in different countries around the world is not function. It's like communism. It
Yep.
does not work. You know what I mean? The only part that the different communism in Islam is because communism, they just trying to paint this little picture to you and trying to make you kind of bend the knee in the good way, and then they will put the boot on your ass. But in the other way around, the Islam, they will force you to convert
Yeah.
and to do what they want you to do. You know what I mean? So they're both the same, but they use different tactics. But to me, they both need to get out of here. We don't need them in the United States. You know what I mean? So we don't want them here. And she's right. Even though she might sound harsh, I don't care. I would vote for her if she was. In fact, if she won in the midterms and then she tried to run again 2030 for Congress, I would vote for her again.
Yeah, and this is her campaign message right here. You just perfect segue, Julio. This is her campaign. Let's watch this real quick.
Texas, I've officially filed to become your next congresswoman. So the choice is yours. Vote for me so we can kick every dirty Muslim out of Texas. Save your daughters from getting raped by Mohammed and protect our soldiers from getting murdered in broad daylight. Let me be very clear. We will make Texas the worst place for groomers, terrorist Muslims, pedophiles, and illegals to live in, so help me God. For me, this is just an election. But for you and your daughter, this is your life. Because Texas has only gotten more Muslim under these weak Republicans. New York City already fell to Islam. So did Michigan and Minnesota. And you're next in line. If Texas falls to Islam, it's simply because you didn't vote correctly. God bless you all.
Oh, bro.
Boom. Easy. Simple. Simple message with the truth. We need to vote right. We need to vote with our pockets and the ballot because we need to defund Islam. We need to take away rights. In fact, somebody was telling me uh, that, like in the last section that we have, the lot podcast that we did with Lou Valentino, JJ Carroll, and Adam Francisco, we were talking about Philippines or Vietnam. That you cannot own a piece of land unless you are married to a native, right? So we need to do the same thing in the United States. You need to do the
Yeah,
same thing. We need to do.
for
You cannot buy a piece of property. You could, yeah, you could buy a condo in certain areas, very limited, but you cannot buy a piece of land or property unless you're married to a citizen. But as an individual, even though you're on a visa or not, or just a kind of like refugee, no, or until you become a citizen and you play allegiance to this country, then you probably have to wait 2 3 years in probation or in order to get for the person to buy a land, because we have people coming from all over the place, all over the world, buying properties, buying like China, buying properties next to military bases. They've been doing that
that's
for the
scary.
last 20, probably 30 years. Well,
Yeah,
we
that's
have to
scary.
allow them to do that. But yet, if we want to go to Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, in some other countries, we cannot buy a piece of land as an individual. We have to either marry or become citizen to a
Yep.
native.
Or
What we
have
cannot
some type
do
of like
a
Japan.
ties, like yeah, family ties or something that allow you to buy property there. But why they come over here and do what they want? And I told JJ and I told you way a couple months ago, our tolerance in our way of life is taking us to extermination, I would say, because we are too tolerant to everybody around the world. Oh yes, freedom, liberties, social justice, civil rights, and they're taking advantage of us. They are. They come over here, they scam us, they take our money away, they outbreed us for what? Because we are respecting, because we are tolerant. Bro, that is taking us to hell. That is
Yeah,
taking us to our own demise, and we need to stop, man. I mean, it's cool to be righteousness, like be up for freedom and religious belief for our own citizen. But if you come in illegally, you have no rights. I'm sorry, you're not a citizen. You have no rights.
but
So that's
Julio,
my point, man. I'm telling you, they
and
need to go back.
see, here's the thing. I get why they allow foreigners to own land, or the whole purpose is because in America it's a free capitalist, and they want to promote business from outside, right? Which I get that, but there needs to be some type of provision that if they, like you said, they have to have some type of like laws that will require foreigners to own. And like for example, if you own this place, you can't take you can't be counted in the census if you're renting to people, like, you know, or I don't know, some way or somehow we 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 got to fix the census. We got to fix the laws on voter ID because it's just crazy. Or two, we need to go back to where if you're an American citizen, voter ID, and if you have a property, you're able to vote. Because I will tell you this: if you do that, the people that own property care more. I bet you, which I don't know the statistics. This is just coming out of my own reason, but I can bet you that people that own houses or own property, they vote. Why? Because our tax dollars matter. This type of schools, we pay attention to that because at that point you're invested in that community. Versus if you're renting, you're not investing anything. You're just taking your kids to the school. You're not paying no property tax. You're not paying for the school. You're not paying for any of that. You're paying, yeah, sales taxes and other things, but you're not paying property tax. You're not contributing to the community. You know what I'm saying? You're contributing by paying rent and making a broker, or not a broker, I'm sorry, a landlord rich. So I mean, I don't know. It's just to say, but going back to Valentina Gomez, let me tell you something, Julio. I don't know if you knew this. This next video I'm about to share, for all you guys know, we are a big supporter and for Alex Rosen. And in this clip, I've noticed that, hey, I know that big tall man there, you know. And again, Alex Rosen, congratulations on your he's engaged, I believe, but you know, I see him in here. Tell me when you see him. But I'm like, oh man, we need to talk to Alex Rosen, see how she is behind the scenes. And if he could, maybe we can interview her with all the, with Lou Valentino and everybody, see what, I don't know, just thinking ahead. But I'm gonna play it real quick. Let's watch it real quick. Oh wait, where's the audio?
By Christmas or bacon.
Here we go.
Merry Christmas, everybody. And if you're offended by Christmas or bacon, then clearly America is not for you.
Jab at the Muslims.
No, that's why everybody in the world wants to come to the United States.
Look. No. Here we go. Look. He's over here shying. I'm just like, man, come on now. Where do I sign?
Yeah.
Like,
Where's, I
take my
mean,
vote already.
that means District 10
It's
is
north of Austin.
north of Austin. Okay, yeah, because we have, then that's weird. We have District 8 like right here, Katy,
Yeah. I
in
think it's,
Houston.
you know what? Don't catch me lying. I think she is
I,
District 10.
I think she
But
is, but
it's north of Austin is all I know. And this next one, recently she went to, and this is what I guess is everyone's talking about right now, when she went with Pierce Morgan show.
yeah,
So I'm gonna play it right now, and this is from her post, but
not too
uh
long ago neither. That was like recent.
yeah, yeah, very recent. And here we go. Let's play it. I'm telling you, once you hear her, sign me up, man. Hey guys, let us know in the post if you're in X. Let us know in the post. What do y'all think about her? Because am we're the only ones that are like, man, sign me up, re-up on that, America all the way. Here we go.
Right.
Oh wait, the audio, man. What's up with me? Here we go. Sorry, guys.
He's so blatantly hateful towards one group of people.
You call it hateful and bigotry and racist and all of that garbage. I call it the truth. America is a Christian nation. These Muslims come to Christian nations, burn our churches, rape our women, shoot our American soldiers point blank, killing one of them in broad daylight, then chanting Allah Akbar. Pierce, my brother is a National Guardsman. He literally puts himself on the line for this nation. So yes, These dirty Muslims have no place in America and have no place in England.
Be so blatantly hateful towards
He basically blocked her. Did you see that? I mean,
Yeah,
dude, she said the truth. She goes, "You call it bigotry, racist, but it's the truth." I'm
it
like,
is the truth.
dang.
It it is the truth. That's what I'm telling you, man. Every time that the Christians say something about it, just to just to basically clarify the truth or clarify an event or tell it like it is, call it a spade a spade. We've been called. We get called. We get censored. We get pushed around. We get like, damn. We get like the character assassination. You know what I mean? We just get destroyed in the public of the in the public. So, but yet when these Muslims come to the states and just do barbaric acts, this is not the first time. Remember, I believe it was in Colorado that Muslim burned people, burned like three people up there.
Yeah.
I remember
Mhm.
that wasn't not too long ago, not even 6 months ago. Now you have this event happen. Come on, and it's happening every month. And by the way, the guy that killed the guardswoman, the National Guard lady that passed away a couple days ago, he declared himself not guilty.
Really?
Yes, look it up. Give it a quick search. Look it up.
What a horrible person.
But
That
yeah,
is horrible.
and I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, they're gonna find a way to release him because these people on the left are weak. And I hope Donald Trump do not let this slide. Because if he does, man, I'm telling you, I'm losing faith.
Man.
Give it a quick search. My wife
Yeah,
showed it to me earlier while we were driving, and she was researching, and she stumbled upon the news and she shared it to me. And I was appalled seeing that he was declared. I mean, he declared himself not guilty of charges. You know what I mean? So it just,
yeah, so he's basically saying he's not guilty.
yeah,
He's saying he's justified of what he did. Here we go. This is from the NBC News. It's an article. I can play a video, but I'm just gonna read it for y'all. Suspect in DC shooting of National Guard member pleads not guilty to murder. Washington, the man accused of shooting two National Guardsmen, killing one, made a virtual appearance in D.C. Superior Court on Tuesday to face a charge of first-degree murder. Honestly, should be a hate crime.
it,
That's me. I mean, I'm playing by the left's games, right? This is a hate crime. This is a political crime. They should be more, not just one first degree. I mean, this needs to be multiple first degrees,
oh,
right? African national, I can't even say his name, who was also shot, could have been. Man, all I'm gonna say is this: this guy is that's garbage, dude. That's infuriating.
yeah,
I
it
didn't
is.
know that, dude.
It is, yeah, yeah.
That's
He pleads not guilty. He should be charged with at least five crimes, five crimes like conspiracy,
dude.
uh,
That's
carry, having an illegal possession of a handgun, murdering the guardsman, also attempt to murder the other guardsman. Come on, at least
man.
five fucking charges. He should be getting at least, and they should be seeking death penalty.
Yeah, they should. Honestly, they should because it's a federal.
It's
It's
a
on
federal
federal.
crime
Yeah, exactly, dude.
and federal
They
grounds too.
man. So
In
that
federal
is
grounds to a
tragic, dude.
federal, yeah, to a federal employee, it should be like a death penalty right away. It should be carry out the same week, not later, not 20 years from now, where they can just claim parole and all that crazy stuff. No, they should be carried out immediately. You be sentenced on Monday and then be carried out by Sunday evening. You know what I mean? So
So
it should be quick and swift.
Julio, here's the thing. Earlier, you both of us know the history of the Crusade and
Hmm.
the bloodiest era, whatever, right? So before I go into that, and I just want that to go in your head, right? But this is the clip that you shared to me off camera. And I'm just going to play a few seconds of it. But this is what the left thinks about Valentina. Controversial. This guy has the right to feel what he's saying. I'm not
Mhm.
saying that he's an idiot or anything like what people that would want us to do that. He has his entitlement of believing that. I disagree with this guy. Obviously, this guy's a democratic socialist. So of course he's not going to agree with this. And this guy is supposed to be intolerant and all accepting. And yet, well, I'll just let you watch this and then we'll say your opinions. But dude, yeah, this guy is foaming at the mouth. This guy cannot believe it. I mean, this is crazy. Here we go.
So there's this woman named Valentina Gomez who is running for the 31st Congressional District of Texas. Maybe you've seen her around. I have avoided covering this bitch for so long because I fucking hate her and I wish she would just fade off out of existence. But unfortunately, she's getting more and more play. I'm not kidding. I think this is the most Islamophobic woman in the United States of America, which is saying something. Because this is America. Boom, boom. Don't get you slipping up. We fucking, like, this nation is so Islamophobic, and she brings it to a new level. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to show you this woman. Yes, far worse than Laura Loomer. This woman is like the performative final boss, right? She doesn't mean anything she says. She just says what she...
Okay, first off, that I disagree with him. Clearly, she means what she means. I mean, I think she's being very clear what she means, you know? Even Pierce Morgan asked her, and this is his response after the Pierce Morgan, what he's about to say, but she's been very clear. Right? I mean, do you agree?
I mean, he is just fuming because he is saying like it is. But I'm telling you, it is okay. What is the word for people that don't like Christians? They have a makeup one. They have not.
Yeah, they haven't.
They have not. Well, yeah, they have Islamophobic. We had anti-Semitism. But what happened if you talk about Christians? What happened if you just What happened if they just talk about Christians and nobody cares? They don't care. They call us names all the time. But yeah, we have to be kind. We have to be understanding. We have to be patient. We have to be tolerant, and we have to turn the other cheek so they can slap us again. But yeah, by the time
Oh,
they stand up and we say
yeah.
enough is enough, oh, you're racist. Oh, you're Islamophobic. Oh, you're anti-Semitic. You're hateful. What? Come on.
Dude, you're touching the subject that I'm gonna go after this clip. Everything you're saying, oh my gosh, this is crazy, bro. But let's continue with this guy because he has deranged syndrome with this chick. I mean, he clearly doesn't like this chick
No, he
because
hated. He
yeah,
hated.
oh yeah, he's revolt like dude. But the reason why is because he knows that she has a powerful movement and she has a follow through. And hey, I think this woman should represent more than just this district of Texas. But hey, I'm glad I live in Texas, and we do need her. So I hope you guys, if you guys are north of Austin, please vote this woman in. Please. Here we go.
has to in order to gain in popularity. She reads the room and she thinks it's hip and cool to just be blatantly fucking racist to all Muslims and all Arabs. And not only that, I mean, the bitch is just cruel. I got videos of her with a flamethrower burning a Quran. Also, she was an illegal immigrant from Colombia. Okay, she's a fucking race traitor. She's like, we need to deport every last one of these criminal, undocumented aliens.
What
In
happened
fact,
to
we shouldn't
inclusivity?
even be arresting them. We should be executing them. And then she has a real gun, and she's got a mannequin.
What happened to inclusivity? See, he's becoming the very thing that these people say that we are. You see how he's like making fun of her accent because she's Hispanic? Well, you know what?
But
I'm gonna use your left talking point and say I find it very offensive. You know?
I know. And the funny part is I'm siding with him in one section, in one portion of what he's saying. He's saying she's illegal and she should be kicked out of the country. So he's admitting that
Yep.
illegals are illegals and need to be kicked out of the country.
Oh, you dang you! I didn't even. That thing flew through my head. I didn't even know that. But you're
He
right.
called her
He
illegal.
literally
That
just
means
said that.
yeah, he just said it himself. So at least
He's
we have something to agree upon of illegals. If you're illegal, you should be out of the country. But yet, he has not provided any proof that she's illegal.
yeah. I mean, she was born in Colombia, but that doesn't make her illegal. So
What
but
what
the
if
fact,
I'm gonna die? I'm gonna look up, and if we find out that she is a naturalized citizen, that means she did it the right way. What's wrong with that? What's
exactly.
wrong with that? You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, man, I'm tired of these non assimilation people. Like they cannot assimilate. We have to basically be catered to everybody. Like, yeah, come to my land, come to United States, steal everything. Go ahead, suck up dry our resources. Go ahead, take over our churches. Go ahead, convert all the people you want, our breeders. In fact, we're gonna foot the bill on your babies. We're gonna give you food, formula, like stay. We're gonna give you housing and all that Section 8 and subsidized help. Man, what about, man? I'm telling you, what about the American citizen? And I'm agree with Donald Trump. I'm agree with his agenda of enough is enough. And you've seen Donald Trump in the last couple months. He turned it up a little bit because at the beginning he was like, "Hey, we're gonna take care of this. We're gonna take care of the border, and we're gonna control it, and we're gonna close it, and we're gonna start deporting." When the last 2 months, he turned it up. He's tired. His language said it himself. When he found out about the robbery, about the bribes, and about all the scams the Somalian people are running in Minnesota, he's tired of it. He said it himself. They need to go.
Yep.
And all the illegal immigrants, they need. He don't care anymore. You know what I mean? So come on, man. It took Donald Trump to come so he can discover and all these coming to light. Why all those events didn't come up to light when Biden was in office? Because they were covering everything up. They will cover
Yes.
everything. They sweep it under the rug and hey, forget about it. Nothing happened, nothing to see here. But Donald Trump came to power and now we find out illegals are receiving Social Security, Medicaid, people are stealing our money. People still receiving COVID money from COVID. People are making up
Which
fake entities and collecting money and
which
never
like you
render the
said,
service.
with like you said, that investigation happened in 2022 when they started arresting these people, and I think was it today or yesterday? Fox News again. I'm gonna say Fox News, but Fox News had a thing about where they looked at MSNBC, CNN. They only had like 56 seconds of coverage throughout the whole time from 2022 to now about this case. And now that the Trump administration finding out that these Somalians were collecting food stamps and money from the
All type
government
of
and
money.
sending it to Somalia, to this terroristic group that
Yeah.
wants to destroy us. I mean, I don't know. Look, and I hate to side with a Canadian, but this Canadian guy is basically touching what you were saying about this because he's basically I guess he's a content creator that has a lot of following. But I'm gonna play this clip real quick, and he basically touches. He's Muslim or was Muslim, now he's a Christian, and he explains uh, what he feels about Valentina Gomez. And listen, his response.
Mine and also a fellow ex-Muslim just released this video talking about
Uh oh, come on now. Here we go.
Valentina Gomez, and she's running for Congress down in the U.S. And this is not a political thing at all. I don't really get into U.S. politics at all since I'm Canadian. But he was talking about the way she approaches Islam
Dang it, my internet's failing you guys.
Mhm.
and how you should approach Islamism and Islamization of the Western world. And he was saying that it might be imprudent, basically, and unchristlike to be so harsh on Islamism and to be so harsh.
So what he's talking about there, because it's chopping and is going very crazy real quick, he's talking about the Pierce Morgan show when he had Valentina, the one we just played right now. Well, kind of Pierce Morgan was trying to say that's not Christian like, the way you're acting. And this guy brings us back to the Crusade times, which watch what he says. Look, here we go. Hopefully it plays good now. And it's not doing so good.
On people who want Sharia law in the Western world.
Well, I'm gonna set the link of this guy so you guys can watch it. But basically, he basically says that back in the Crusade times, Christianity, if y'all remember, which some of the people will argue that it was the bloodiest war, and the Christians were killing Muslims and stuff like that. But here's the thing that they don't tell, that you guys neglect or whatever, or I don't know if y'all purposely neglect it, or the people that say this, but they say, well, the Christians, they were doing this. The Christians were defending because Muslims were moving further north, and the Christians, the Crusaders, were just protecting the European north because they were sending Christian missionaries to preach the gospel of Jesus. And basically what he's saying, no, in history it's shown that Christians would defend and fight against Muslims even through physical force to defend Christianity. So again, to prevent the growth of Islam, which is what we should be doing. We should be, I'm not saying that we should make a crusade and all that. I'm not trying to say that, but what I'm trying to say is that we need to protect our country with, the best way we know. And one thing is to deter them from coming here and trying to create America into a Muslim country, because they're trying to make it to be like the UK right now. And
Mhm.
we don't if any of you guys know, UK right now is basically, it's gone. I mean, they're
Yeah,
cooked. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. UK is basically on the brink of a civil war. You probably seen videos of uh, Irish people uh, making comments with masks and guns in their hands. You probably seen that video going around
Yep.
about talking, taking back their country, and it's all kind of came to in this plan of globalization that we probably listened to it from Alex Jones. He's been preaching it from 2005, 2006 about Agenda 2030, which is a globalization of, I would say, technocracy and communism, kind of like uh, I can combine totalitarianism. They would
Yeah.
kind of like they guiding us through it, and they rushed it up in 2020 with this pandemic where they flooded. They kind of stirred the pot. I would say, I mean, we had ingredients in the planet. Ingredients are, we have whites, we have Catholics, we have Christians or Muslims, and they say, oh, what we can do? Let's mix them up together. They break up the natural order of the people. Like, people were in the places. In America was fine. We were just fine by like 2019. Nothing was going nothing was going on back then. But in 2020, when they hit up with the pandemic, you see everything resurfacing with people flooding America. I mean, the JJ said it himself, JJ Carroll. We received over 20 million people in 4 years. That is crazy amount of people. 20 million of people in America. You know how much resources it take? 20 million of people with no I would say no adding value because we don't know. I mean, out of 20 million people, you probably have 100,000 of those adding some type of value to our nation. At least 100,000. But what happened to the other one? You got kids, you have elderly people, they cannot work. So they came over here to the States, to the United States, and they just suck up the resources. They were housing them in hotels, 5-star hotels, billing millions a month, millions to the American
Man.
taxpayers. They were getting
and
subsidized
and
and they
well,
were getting all kinds of help. But yet we have veterans, elderly people on the streets suffering. We got people from California leaving California. They were out of U-Hauls in 2022, 2023, out of U-Haul in California because people were fleeing in mass to Tennessee, Florida, Texas. But yet, it's like communism and Islam is the same thing. They seen people with money, they seen people with resources, and what they want to do, they just want to conquer. They want to spend our resources.
yep, that's it.
And that's we cannot
That's
have that
it.
anymore. You know what I mean? We cannot have that anymore. And they already took over Texas, Michigan, and Minnesota, and they're trying to do it in Texas. I mean, they technically took over Dallas. They
Yeah.
technically took over
To
Houston.
Dallas.
You see in Houston, it's a map
Dallas,
full of
basically,
mosques.
yeah.
There's like 25 of them. That's the 25 that we know of. What about the one there, I would say kind of underground mosques? Bro, this is not good, man. I'm telling you, this is
Yeah,
not
I
good.
know.
And I would not say every Muslim is bad, but I don't trust all of them. You probably have like one or two crazies in that group that want to do harms, and one or two that's too much already. I mean, look what
Well, and
happened.
he and here and here's the reality. You got some Sunni Muslims that will say, "No, Islam is a peace. I don't believe in that. I don't know. I don't. I wouldn't. No, I think we all should exist peacefully. This and that." But then you ask them, "Do you believe in the Sharia law? Do you believe those?" Well, yes, yes, that's my belief. Yes, meaning that I won't be the one to impose those on you. But if someone makes the law, I will vote and agree to it, but I won't be the one doing it. So you get what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, I mean, they believe in that. They're just saying, I believe that, which is the right thing. But if you got hard Shia Muslims, or I forgot what they're called, right? Shiites, where they believe in the Sharia law, then guess what? They're gonna conquer while these Sunnis are just quiet and they'll vote for that because they believe in that.
Yep.
And it's like it's you're shooting ourselves with our own foot by allowing these people to come.
Yeah,
Is
we
what I'm
we
my
are.
point is.
We need to stop that. That's period. We need to stop that. And if it's somebody with a spine like Valentina Gomez came up and see it and say it, I would. Hey, I trust her. We know what she's saying because I seen it myself. And
Well,
I mean, Islam is
you
not
know,
a religion of peace or whatever people want to call it. Islam is a ideology of death, ideology of conquering, and we don't need that in America. I mean, if you never been in Iraq, you never been in Afghanistan, you never been in Africa, and you have not seen the actual Islam, how they behave and what they do, man, you're naive. So if they never went there and see them like in their environment, bro.
yeah. And I will say this, and to close off on this segue, but seeing Valentina kind of gives me a glimpse of hope that
Yeah,
if there's more politicians that can speak up this way, and again, it sounds harsh, it sounds whatever, but it's the truth. It's not um it's not just, an opinion, but just just to let you guys know where I fit in. I think she's reasonable and I agree with her politics. Speaking about politics, this is the second part of the segment of this episode. So Julio, I don't know if you knew this, but the one big beautiful bill, there's a lot of provisions in there. Just like every
Mhm.
bill, any legislation that gets passed into law, there's a bunch of things, right? And some of these stuff are coming down where they're revising it, they're voting on it, or they're because they're making it into a law, right? So here shortly, there's basically lawyers and people that are actually now reading each line by line and seeing what really is going on. And something that's also controversial that you guys are going to start seeing. Some of you are probably aware of it, some of you aren't. But if for those who aren't, this is why we're bringing it up. Which I'm showing one end to the other, but I will bring it to you right now. It's about the category of nursing profession. So in the big beautiful bill, it's being clear to what that means, because I didn't know this until I'm telling you, man, the Trump administration is playing 4D chess, because I didn't know this, but apparently when you go get a loan for colleges, there's a classification to know what's the max that you can get for a loan. And there was these people that they're like wanting to be nurses, and let's say, I'm just throwing it out there, but let's just say the budget for being a registered nurse in college comes out to like 80K, or no, it comes out to 40K. But because it's not really in a category under the federal rules, the federal government. It's either you're a doctor or a lawyer. There was no like registered nurse, that didn't exist. So they put it at a special career, which falls into what that criteria that I'm talking about, which I'm kind of saying it simplified. It's more complicated than that. But basically, they would get loans like 80, 90,000, right? And they're only going to use 40K. So guess what? A lot of these colleges would jack up the price because they know these kids are going to get that much. And so then now to be a nurse is like that expensive. That's why there's so many and it's so expensive and it's bringing up the cost. So the big beautiful bill said, hey, we are classifying that. So now the loan won't go that high. It'll be what it was, or what they believe that the price will be, right? The price tag will be. So
Mm.
a lot of these people are like, oh my gosh, so that means if it costs 90,000, I got to pay the rest and I'm only getting 40K, and it's like, well, no, you can look at it that way, right? And the argument to this and the thought process in the conservative, and my belief to that, is that eventually a lot of people won't be able to get to become nurses. And even though we need nurses right now, like shortages, right? Because of the COVID-19 kind of exposed that, which we know. Anyways, but whatever reason, we need nurses, right? But because of this, there's not going to be a lot of people that are going to be nurses no more because it costs so much money. So you know what? This is capitalism, and leftists don't understand this. Eventually, because there's not so many of them being nurses no more, they're gonna be forced to drop the price to match that so they can get money. But of course, they don't understand that, so they're panicking. So I'm gonna play this clip that kind of is supposed to be not biased and is gonna explain better than what I have. But here we go. So check this out.
Of the COVID pandemic, this was the frenzy at Parkland Hospital. Doctors and nurses scrambling to save lives in a packed COVID ward.
We first heard about this, we were disappointed.
A disappointment the president of the American Nurses Association shares with her fellow nurses. The recently passed One Big Beautiful Bill caps federal student loans at $100,000 for graduate degrees, $200,000 for professional degrees. Nursing, even in a packed COVID ward, is not considered a professional degree.
And 20 years ago, I spent $100,000 in loans to get my nursing education. So that's just not going to work in today's times.
When nurses are scratching their heads and wondering, after all that the profession has done to support healthcare, to support us through COVID, and to not be considered a profession is a real blow to all of us.
And beyond the perceived insult, they fear the borrowing limit will impact the number of people willing to enter the nursing profession.
The system will crumble if you don't have enough nurses to either teach the next generation or to support the access to care issues that we do currently have in this country.
A Department of Education spokesperson tells WFAA that when it comes to federally backed loans, nursing has never been included as a professional degree, that nurses can still take out loans to the $100,000 limit, and that as the student loan portfolio nears $1.7 trillion, these loan caps are common sense and place downward pressure on the cost of tuition across the country. Meanwhile, nursing associations are asking people to sign an online petition.
But this is the time where we need everyone to speak up with the voice to let people know that this is just, we're not going to stand for this and that we need this to change.
If not, the proposed changes take effect in July. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
So see, that is what's going on. So basically, professional category, which is your doctors and all that, the nurse was falling in that. You said it's $200,000. You don't need $200,000 to be a nurse. So that's
Right.
why they did that. So I see why it makes sense. But what their concern is valid, right? Not a lot of people are going to afford no more to be a nurse, because if the colleges are used to making like, hey, these guys are being doctor, the amount we're giving them this money, but they're being nurses. So, hey, let's charge them like they're trying to run to study to be a doctor. And so they jack the price. That's why colleges are expensive. This makes sense. So the big beautiful bill is actually a deterrent from that. But of course, in the short run, it's basically, it's going to hinder some of the people that are wanting to be nurses. It's gonna ramp it down, right? But you know who explains it the best, and this is the last clip for this segment, but I'm gonna let you tell me what you think so far. Julio, what do you think?
I think Donald Trump is playing the cards right. I mean, we have to understand that, like you were said, it's perfectly. Being a nurse, it does not cost over $100,000 on federal loans. I mean, you are hurting the person taking that loan,
Yeah.
because what if he finish her RN degree and cannot go to the labor force because there are too many nurses and they cannot get hired? What if they don't pass the the uh, the certification? So they have a loan for over $100,000 that they have to pay back, and they cannot, let's say, they cannot pass certifications, so they cannot be hired. So, or they have to go as an apprentice or as a lower pay bracket, and the person gonna barely make money to pay back the loan, because of paying $100,000 loan is over 100, probably 1,200 or $1,500 a month on payments,
And
or so many years to come. So Donald Trump is playing it right. He's basically putting a chokehold to those colleges, to those institutions, to, you're right, to lower the amount to a reasonable, so that person is able to basically pay 50, $60,000, get a degree, and be able to pay down the loan. Because people don't understand that when you take a federal loan, it is our taxpayers' money.
yeah, exactly.
If they defaulted and don't pay it, we're losing money, and
And
we're
and,
not
and,
getting
and
the product. So basically, it's not cost effective for the taxpayers. You know what I mean? They need to understand that, because these people in colleges, they are the biggest scammers ever, selling BS degrees. And Charlie Kirk was right. College is a scam.
yep.
And certain degrees, he specifically says some degrees are scams. Like, what is the funniest one? Uh, activity, or what is a liberty major, like something like that, like
Yeah.
liberal studies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
That
exactly.
that is the the biggest scam, and they pay over 50,000 or
or
sometimes
or or
$100,000,
or liberal
and they
arts.
cannot even work at
I'm
Walmart.
majoring in liberal arts. What does it mean? What does that mean? That
And then,
you could
yeah, and then
understand
they
art.
crying because they have a degree and they cannot get a job, and they crying because they have to work at Forever 21, or they have to work at the local mall, or flipping burgers, or doing something else because they cannot get a job because that degree is toilet paper, I would say.
And Julio, and let's just say you're right now what you're doing is you're explaining the worst case scenario. If you right, that's what you're saying. But let's just say it happens to go good. Let's say it they get out of college. They were interning, right, while they were going to college. So now that they got a degree, they get hired as a registered nurse, right? But because they're entry level, even though they got a college and a degree, they're only going to make like 35,000 a year. Okay, 35,000 does not equate to the 100 grand and back then that's how it was, because we're old school. We're before post 9/11 and all that, right? So like the degrees, the colleges, the institutions, if you spend 100 grand is because you're gonna make around 100 grand. That's what it used to be, but now it's not like that. Now, to make 100 grand, you got to spend 300,000 to be, from the jump, like a lawyer. I'm talking about lawyer, doctors, right? So, dude, it's crazy because you're paying, like you said, 100 grand in payments, and the federal government, the student loans, and I'm sure viewers that have a student loan that understand what I'm about to say, but you can't just pay a little extra here and there. You have to pay what you said you're going to pay, because they penalize you if you want to try to pay, like, hey, I got an extra $10,000. Let me pay a little $10,000 to it just so I can dummy. No, you can't do that. Not on a federal loan. So it's a scam. It's a scam. Any other type of loan, you can pay towards the principal and drop it down so your interest, so you're paying less, right?
You're right.
But it's a scam. But you know who explains this policy that's going on really good? Shout out to Patriotic Peach. This chick here is on it, bro. She explained it, dummy down. I had to use ChatGPT and Grok to dummy it down for me. Y'all make fun of me or whatever, but this chick she said it really good, and I'm gonna play it. Here we go. Yeah, here you go. This is her right here. Check her out.
Okay, nurses, we need to talk. Because this whole "your degree isn't professional anymore" is missing major context. The Department of Education says they are not attacking nurses. They are aligning with the historical 1965 definition of professional degrees. And here's the part most people didn't read, myself included, until I dug into it. Nursing, NP, PA, PT, they were never included in the original federal definition. The list was doctors, lawyers, dentists, and optometrist. Years later, the loan system got a little lazy. Schools started putting any advanced grad program, including the NP program, into the professional degrees loan bucket, meaning students could borrow med school level money, even though NP programs do not cost med school money to run. And what happens when schools see students can borrow $40,000 to $50,000 a year? They start charging $40,000 to $50,000 a year. Not because the program got harder, not because it cost more, but because the loan category allowed it. So now the Department of Ed is basically saying, hey, we're putting the programs back in the correct lane, not changing the profession, just the loan category. But here's where the panic comes in. Professional degrees get up to $200K in federal loans. These programs, now they're capped at $100K total. I'm hearing two different perspectives on this. One, this could actually protect students. If schools can't charge med school prices, tuition has to drop. It reduces debt, stops predatory pricing, and nothing about your license, scope, or autonomy changes. Perspective 2, we're in a healthcare shortage. Nurses are exhausted and programs are already pricey. Cutting loan limits now makes it harder to enter a field we desperately need. To many, it doesn't feel like administration. It feels like closing the pipeline. So what is this really? A smart financial reset that lowers cost? or terrible timing that blocks access to critical healthcare careers. What do you think? Is this protecting future nurses or a major mistake?
Man, she is. I'm telling you, she's explained it
Perfect.
very clear. Yeah,
It took me 5 minutes to say it, and she took like a minute.
I know exactly. But yeah, she,
Yeah, I
dude,
mean,
she.
that's one way to keep the cost down because it is extremely expensive nowadays, and people have been complaining of college being expensive in the last 10 years. And you listen to every parents out there saving money since the child is born to
Mm,
put him into
mm,
college because it's that expensive, and they don't want their children to have a loan over 6 figures because they know you are being slave in the system already before you even graduated with your 4th year degree. You're already a slave. Once you sign the dotted line and take that money, man, if they put in the handcuff on you and they just
yep.
dropping that ball into the ocean and you just sank with it.
Shackles,
Yeah, you
shackles.
shackle
You're
and you're
gonna you,
done.
you're gonna you're gonna pay the federal government for your student loan, which as you should, but then you're gonna get taxed. So that's another payment you're gonna pay to to and then at the end of the year you're going to be taxed for your student loan unless you report, and then we can give you, but a lot of people don't know that, it's just, oh my gosh, dude. And the left wants to give more power to the government. Republicans, conservatives, we want the government out of this. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
less we see the government, the better. But the left, for some reason, you ask them, do you trust the government? No, I don't trust the government, but I want the government to be regulating and everything. And it's like, you know, like help me help you.
I
but
know.
you know, but changing the subject real quick. That's what I want to leave you guys with. That. Let us know in the comment. If you're next, let us know. Hey, what do you think of this? Do you think this is going to hurt the health system, or do you actually think it's going to help the student loan and eventually we'll get back on track? But changing the subject, now we're getting out of politics. The last segment of this for this episode. And Julio doesn't know about this. I told him there was, and I kind of gave him
Uh-oh.
a little hint. But here's the thing: this happened. This is not politics. So this is actually news, and it happened, and it's something almost like a out of a. I don't know if you guys ever watched a show called Criminal Minds, where the FBI and there's a serial killer or something like that, right? This is something like that, dude. But this is reality. So I'm going to share this with you guys. It happened in Abilene, Texas, I believe. Let me post this up here so we can see it together. And it says, any time now, there we go. Disabled woman found locked in a dog kennel, foster mother arrested. So let me just give you what's going down. I'm going to give
What?
you the best. Yeah. So there was a disabled woman who was special needs, was raised by not this woman. This woman here is just a witness. This is not her. The woman in question is this lady right here. Okay, guys, check this out. So, a disturbing incident unfolded in Anson when a disabled woman was discovered locked inside a dog kennel. The shocking revelation came to light after a cornered neighbor, Justin Anderson, reported the situation to police on November 22nd. So it didn't happen that long.
Hmm.
Okay. Anderson recorded the incident around 8 p.m., which I got the video. So we're going to see that. On Saturday night, capturing the young woman attempting to break free from the locked kennel. Okay. And I'm going to warn you guys, it's very disturbing. Nothing's gruesome shows, but it's disturbing to hear because this woman here is supposed to be the foster mother of this poor, innocent, disabled adult. It was an adult, but as disabled mentally, challenged. And it gets worse, Julio. It gets worse because this person here, I don't want to zoom too much, but this person here was married to the chief of police
No.
of that town. But the chief was retired and he passed away
Oh,
back
okay.
in 2020. But when you see this woman here, the way it was like nonchalant, like she's done this hundreds of times. So it makes me wonder, is she a widow that is just going crazy because she lost her husband and she's doing this out of spite? Or maybe they've been doing it because apparently we find out that she had multiple foster special need kids,
You're probably a
the ones that
psycho.
can't. Dude, see in the video, Anderson can be heard saying, "Watch." You can hear her trying to get out. I mean, that is a dog kennel with a latch. The footage led to the arrest of 60-year-old Candy Thompson on multiple charges, including aggravated kidnapping and injury to a disabled individual. Thompson was initially arrested on Saturday, released on bond, and then rearrested on additional aggravating kidnapping charges the following Tuesday. See,
Man, that's crazy.
dude, okay, so let's just get to the video in question. I'm telling you guys, this is crazy, okay? I just can't believe that this is, I mean, you hear these stories, but it's like, it's just, I don't know. Something about this one hit me hard. And I said, you know what? I need to share this. We need to talk about this. Here we go. This is the video. Again, I'm warning everybody. It's kind of heartbreaking. And look at how this lady's demeanor. I'm telling you, I was giving her grace because maybe she's a widow and she's going through something, and maybe she's not in her mind right because she's depressed and people react differently. But no, just watch how she look at the shirt too. Look what she says in her shirt. Here we go. Oh, sorry guys.
What are you
Okay,
scared
hold on. Here we go.
You not hear her. What are you scared of, Emily? She walked into a fucking kennel, bro.
It's going.
Is everything okay? Can I put my dogs up? I'm scared, mother. I'm scared. What are you scared of, Emily? Yeah. You locked your kid in a dog kennel. Yes, because she's tearing up everything and pissing You really think locking a kid in a special need kid? A special need kid. Locking her in a dog kennel? I'm gonna put this dog in there. No, you understand how that is on a special needs kid? To where I get home and I hear somebody screaming like that? Just breathe, okay? Help is here. Help is here. You're okay. This ain't gonna happen to you again. We got you help, all right? What's your name? I'm Justin, okay?
You see this on crime TV or movies and stuff like that. And I didn't think that it being this close right there that it would happen in my backyard. But like they say, you never know who your neighbor is.
You not here?
Dude,
Man, oh my gosh.
her shirt said, "I'm one of those crazy people." That's what her shirt said.
There is one saying that believe what they're saying to you is true. Remember those, it goes kind of like that. If they tell you something, believe in them because they are telling you who they are. And that lady should be put in jail. Like, okay, she got bonded, fine, good. But next time she should be put in jail for at least 10 to 20 years. That is that is uncalled for. And there is no need to put, I mean, if she cannot handle a disabled person and she feel overwhelmed, what she needs to do is call social service and get the right help, and she just step aside. That's simple. You don't need to lock her up like that. That's brutal.
Dude, Julio, and you know what's, and for the viewers, you know what's the worst thing is that this special needs person, they separated her to save her. But because she is so twisted, she you heard her, I'm scared, mother, I'm scared, mother, right? That's what she was saying. Now this special needs is going to be sad that she's separated from this woman. I can guarantee it, because in her mind she probably thinks like, I messed up, oh my gosh, now I did something wrong, and we got separated because of what I did. And now guess what, it's just the trauma is just I can't even imagine, dude. And I mean, I'm glad they're separating her, because this woman is, like you said, is the shirt. You said it. She's telling you what she is. She's one of the crazy people, and it's just sad, dude. And it happened here in Texas, and it's just
Man, that's crazy. That is
good.
crazy. And I hope she get. I mean, I hope she get the book thrown at her and lock her up and throw away the key. She don't need to. She don't need to handle no more person, not even a disabled person. You know what I mean? What if she was caring for a disabled child? What she would do to him or to that child? You know what I mean? So enough is enough. And like people like that, there's some too many in the United States. I mean, we got crazy people here.
Can I
So
tell you one more thing, Julio?
yeah, yeah, go
This
ahead,
is
man.
this is this is what gets worse. Thompson and her late husband, a former Anson police chief, had fostered over 50 children
Oh Lord.
together before his passing in 2020. The investigation remains active, with the victim now safe and Thompson in custody facing multiple charges, felony charges. So here's the thing, they let her go. I mean, she got bonded, meaning she paid for her bond. But then a few days they arrested her again for other charges. So now she has to come up with money to place that bond, which, like you said, they let her go, but they arrested her. But shout out to this guy, the neighbor. His
Justin, yeah.
name, yeah, Justin. Shout out to him. He's a hero. And everybody, if you see something, say something. You know how they have a bad rip. Snitches get stitches. You know how we grew up with that. Well, I hate to quote this guy because I don't like this guy, but that 6ix9ine guy, right? The rapper, or whatever, with the colored hair. He said something cool. He said a rat is a person that's snitching, you know, when he's part of the crime, right? But if you're just no, and no, you know what? I'm confusing it. Who said that was Charleston, the guy with the black dude with the wrong eye that is
Yeah.
like savage. Well, he said, I'm telling because this is my community and this and this and that, But and he says, if I have nothing to do with it, that's not snitching. That's me telling, and
Yeah.
but
That's true.
honestly, this is real life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you had nothing to do with it. Now, if you're part of that syndicate and you're that crime or whatever,
Then
and
you snitch.
you snitch because you're saving your skin, you're a snitch. You're a rat. But I don't know. I just want to leave you guys with that. Shout out to Justin for being heroic, and people, let us know in the comments. I see you guys on next. Let us know. Please hop on there. We want this discussion. Let us know what you think about Justin. Let us know what you think about Valentina
Yeah.
Gomez, who
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Valentina, she's lit, man. She is lit. So hopefully we're gonna try our best to contact her and have her in our show for at least 25 to 30 minutes to have a great conversations. And I hope we set in the internet in blaze. So we it's guaranteed she's gonna say something crazy. But I would like to interview her, and
Me too.
hopefully that happens soon. And for you guys, really appreciate it. For those on X, on Facebook, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please I highly encourage and suggest you to look up our catalog of videos. And if you desire to be a subscriber, please go ahead. It's free. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like, hit the like button, turn on the notifications, and we here Monday, Tuesdays, Thursday, and Friday nights, 7:30 p.m. every night. So please join us, and we would like to have you in and chime in the comments, man. Just drop your comments, drop your suggestions, and hopefully we're gonna make something else happen. And we're gonna talk about everything, like Robert says, something political. Sometimes it just we talk about UFOs, aliens, Sasquatch, whatever. We talk it all, man. We talk about everything. So thank you so much. And
We
hey,
even
Robert, you put
we
up a
even
good show
had
today. Appreciate it.
yeah, we even had Flat Earth Dave in
Oh
here,
my, oh
and
yeah, that,
you
that
know
was that was a
he
crazy interview.
he crushed me. I don't believe in the Earth being flat. I still believe the Earth is a globe, but obviously I'm not a professional in debunking whether I'm not in a I don't even know what they're called, but I don't know about science, but yeah, he tried to say some stuff, and I just all I got to say is this channel we welcome everybody. Even if you're a leftist, if you want to join in here, hop on the DMs, and let us know. There was a guy that reached out, and I told him I was going to put in the schedule, see, talk to Julio, and see if we can work that out because it would be entertaining to hear from the left who don't agree with what we agree with, and I mean, we can have a civil discussion, and if he wants a name call, he can, but I won't stood to that level, but you know or maybe I don't know. We'll find out. But thank you guys. Remember Tuesdays and Thursdays 7:30, and Mondays are special guest Friday. And if Julio decides, you know what, we're coming on, we're coming on. But just stay tuned. Thank you guys for following and sharing. Please like, subscribe, check our website xraypodcast.com to get some merch.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. God bless you. Robert, thank you for putting up a show today. I'm busy here in San Antonio. I should be home tomorrow. And we're gonna put up a good show tomorrow evening. So join us tomorrow evening at 7:30. I will send a text to Lou Valentino and Adam, see if they can join us real quick and to have a great conversation tomorrow. So guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Robert, once again, thank you for putting all this show together. I know I kind of leave you there hanging a little bit for a couple days.
It's okay.
We did a good job, man. I appreciate it. And once again, please go ahead, subscribe, and share this channel. Really appreciate it. See you guys in the next one. Take care. See you tomorrow, Robert. Bye bye.
See you.